Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Making an Impact with Zebu Nation. And today we have for you the mid-season update for the 2021 Major League Soccer regular season. So we've skipped ahead a little bit, and actually this is the time travel episode because we got a lot of temporal adjustments going on that we got to make. So first of all, in terms of games, we have skipped ahead a little bit. We're up to game 17 now. So that's about 9 games from when we last met. But for me, this is actually going back to the past, not jumping ahead. And the reason I say that is because I took a little break from Football Manager. And by a little break, I mean about a month and a half. So the last time I recorded an episode was actually before the World Cup, way back then. So the episode you watched on Friday, which was the quarter season update, I recorded that a month and a half ago, and I've just been uploading my backlog ever since. That's how large of a backlog I had. I had an entire season and a half or season and a quarter worth of videos just stored up, and I decided, you know what, it's just too much. I went on some kind of crazy splurge back then where I couldn't stop playing, I couldn't stop recording, and I decided, you know what, now's a good time, take a break, watch the World Cup, recharge the batteries and get back to it. So now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reacquaint myself with this save and everything that's going on. I mean, I've done that a little bit before I turned on the camera, but gonna go with me on this journey as we rediscover the Montreal Impact. So here we are, 17 games in, 10 wins, 1 draw, 6 losses, total of 31 points and a +8 goal differential. That's good enough for first place in the Eastern Conference. We're looking pretty good. Couple of points ahead of DC United, ahead of Atlanta United, and then, Toronto and Orlando and everybody else is kind of far back. So we got a little bit of a cushion right now in the Eastern Conference, and we're looking pretty good. Board confidence is high, 61%, so that's good. Supporter Shield, 4th place. The Western Conference, again, is very strong this season. Seattle, Colorado, FC, Dallas, back to their winning ways. They're at the top of the Supporter Shield with 37 points on the season. Now that's good, but it's not unreachable. We've got a game in hand, so we're actually only 3 points back from FC Dallas if you count a game in hand as worth 3 points, which I'm very optimistic, so I like to do that. But anyway, we are 4th. The board wants us to win the Supporter Shield, so we got a little bit of beef from them right now, 45%. They're a little iffy on our chances. But you know what? I think we got perfectly fine chances. No problems there. 3.6 points. We can make that up pretty easily. As far as the Canadian Championship goes, not so good. The board wants us to reach the finals. We have been knocked out in the semifinals by Vancouver. That's no good. So we can take a look and see how that happened. Take a look at the old schedule. So the last game, I believe, was NYCFC. The last game we saw on camera. So that was 9-10 games ago. Since then, we've been a little up and down. We've had some bad runs and some good runs. This is a strange one here. Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I don't know where this friendly came from. I must have needed this for some reason. Looking at these guys on the squad, it's, most of the young guys who are in there. So I must have needed to get the young guys match fit. So I gave them a little friendly versus Pittsburgh. 0-0 draw, not so good. And that started a little bit of a bad run where we had 2 draws and 2 losses. Lost to DC United, draw with New England Revolution, and then in the first leg of the Canadian Championships, we got pasted 2-0 versus Vancouver. We got a couple of interesting guys in there. We got Chevalier and Jaguar in there as a tandem. We don't see that too often. Desovic is in there at fullback. Benzasa, one of our academy product midfielders. He's looking pretty good right now. At least he's improving on a daily basis, but he's not yet ready for prime time. Romero Schmidt Shom, it's a name who's been in and out of the lineup a little bit this season. Not as much as he was in the first season when we really needed him, but he's getting some playing time now at 23 years old. Petrasso injured in that game, but yeah, it set a pretty bad stage for us going into the second leg, where we only managed to a 1-0 win. Couldn't get that second goal, and therefore we lost. Kyle Laren got the goal, 7-0 rating. I mean, we can break up the monotony here and take a look at Kyle Laren's goal. Remember how good Kyle Laren is. Sometimes we forget, take him for granted, but, not today. Today we're going to appreciate the genius. There's Mane playing on the left wing for some reason. Gets it to Schmidt Shom. There's that man. Quadruple covered. Great pass. Kyle Laren back of the net. Unfortunately, that's all we could muster. 1 goal, and we're out of the Canadian Championships. Now, from there, had a little bit of up and down. We beat Columbus Crew 1-0. Lost 2-0 to Chicago Fire, and then a little bit of humiliation in San Jose. 4-2 loss. Why did we lose 4-2? I have no idea. Have a pretty decent lineup in there. Bruno, Jaguar, Bosic, and Valo, our draft pick. Agor, Ramos. I mean, that's a pretty decent lineup in there. We had to take Mane out for Johnson in the 35th minute, so that could be a problem there. Johnson, he's another one of our academy players, 20 years old, getting better day by day. He's a big, strong target man, but he doesn't quite give us, the stretch the field kind of guy that Kyle Laren does, the home run threat, as we like to say over here in these parts. Anyway, 4-2 loss. Not so good for San Jose, but we did bounce back against the Western Conference. I mean, San Jose is Western Conference too, but you look at these 3 games, San Jose, Portland, Sporting KC, and you say you're going to come out with 2 wins from those 3 games. I'd take that any day of the week. We got Portland away 2-1, and then a crushing, smashing home victory over Sporting KC 4-1. Check this out. There is that young man, Johnson, player of the match and a hat trick. Just looked at him. Let's take a look at these goals. Kyle Laren also in the game. We went back to the 4-2-4 in this game to give us a little bit more punch, a little bit more oomph. And it seemed to work. Let's take a look at these goals. Sometimes you just got to trust your players to go out there and play the style that you've been playing. It looks like Sporting KC goes up early. A little bit of a rainstorm here. And there's a nice cross to Russell. Plants it in the back of the net with an early goal. Here we are in the comeback now. 32 minutes in. Lopez, D'Alessandro. Kyle Laren gets his goal off Tim Malia. Can't give him a point-blank shot like that. Now here's Laren coming back in. Lopez gets it up wide. D'Alessandro, what's he going to do with it? He's going to cross it back post, and there is that young man. Easy goal. Tap in at the back post. So there's his first of the hat trick. That puts us up 2-1. Second half, 72nd minute. D'Alessandro bangs it forward. There's Johnson. He's not a speed burner, but he's using what speed he got. And then, just dummies the goalkeeper. He expected him to go left. Johnson crossed his body because he's a left footer. You don't expect that. He made him pay. Here's Lopez again. Junior Ramos, what's he going to do with it? Waiting for Johnson to get offside, and there's another left-footed strike from the youngster. There we go, a hat trick. So maybe we got something on our hands here. We got somebody who's performing well. So that's where we're at. We're looking good. We're playing well. We've had some strange lineups in. We're going to have to go through the checklist and see where all these strange lineups are coming from. Like, why is Mane playing on the left-hand side? Why is Johnson in the game? There's Bruno. Haven't seen him in a while. Jaguar is in. You know, what's going on? What's going on with this team? Let's go down the checklist and check it out. First of all, of course, the academy. Academy's not looking too hot. We got a few mediocre prospects, 3 of whom happen to be central defenders. So it's not good management right there. We got 3 of our top 4 prospects all play the same position. That's not good. I don't like that. Do you have Loris Haddad, goalkeeper, 3-star potential? I mean, he's got 14 reflexes, 14 aerial reach, 14 jumping reach, 15 agility. So he's got nice skills where it counts, but just technically and mentally, he's not very good. So I don't see this guy being any help to us for a long, long time, if ever. Only 3-star guy. Maybe they could reach 4 stars. I don't know. We'll have to see. But right now, I'm a little disappointed in the academy, especially considering how much we've been investing in the academy in the last few years. And it just doesn't seem to be paying off. So what are you going to do? Anyway, speaking of investments, take a look at our finances. We're looking very solid, very stable financially. Got $12.8 million in the bank. Made $4.2 million this season. Made $2.3 last season. Payroll's looking fine. We're sitting at half our payroll basically at $7.8 million, so that's no problem. 0 transfer budget, but at this point, we don't necessarily need a transfer budget as far as I'm concerned. So we're looking pretty good. What about league-specific money? How are we looking here? $300,000 available in general allocation money. 1.7 in targeted. Although I still believe targeted allocation money is bugged. I can't figure out how to use it. It doesn't seem like they have the proper mechanics in the game to actually use targeted allocation money. Maybe I'm wrong. If you know how to use targeted allocation money in FM, let me know, because I haven't been able to figure it out. I know how you're supposed to be able to use it in MLS, but those options don't see there. I don't see those options available, put it that way, in English this time. So yeah, we've got emergency funds here. Basically, if we need to bring somebody in, we got it. We got them covered, no problem. Board, we're still sitting at 59%. I really wish the board would, be a little less stingy with their praise. Take a look at the board confidence. They're loving our philosophies. What are our club philosophies? I think our philosophies are just like hire young players, use our academy or whatever. Leadership support, locker room atmosphere is good. Competitions okay at 52%. Matches 44% for whatever reason. Fans are disappointed with the results. Don't like that. Club issues. Job value is plummeted once again. Back to 1%. Is this a contract year? Take a look at that. What's our contract? 900,000 good until 2023. No, so I guess 900,000 is chump change. So what are you gonna do? We gotta ask for a bigger contract next time. Anyway, let's move on. Club-wise, I don't think there's much we have to look at here. Kyle Larin is on the list of favored personnel. Ramos, Romero, Jackson Amel. We are nowhere to be seen. Haven't won enough championships for these guys, I guess. One MLS Cup isn't enough. We got to do something special to get on that list. But anyway, let's take a look at transfers. Did we make any transfers? We signed Stefano Giasante, 17-year-old goalkeeper. Okay, so there was our one top prospect. we signed him up to be a reserve keeper. His aerial reach, not so good, even though he's 6'4", 13 jumping reach, so he's got to work on that. But, reflex is very good. Handling, he's okay. And he's got a lot of potential. That's why we signed him up. But other than that, everybody else we brought in February or before. Victor Cabrera, $500,000 to Mineros de Zacatecas. Zacatecas? Not going to pronounce that correctly anytime soon. But anyway, we lost Cabrera, central defender. That's why we've had some weird combinations in at central defense. That makes sense now. I don't know why we sold him for only $500,000. Seems like a dumb move. Maybe he wanted out. I do not recall. I mean, he's only valued at $400,000. I could see in my crazy state of mind during that time when I was just playing. I must have looked at Victor Cabrera and said he's 28 years old. He's only valued at $400,000. I got all these young central defenders sitting on the bench. I need to get him out of there and bring in somebody else. So that's probably the mindset that went into that. So we can give guys like Chevalier more time. All right. Medical center. Let's see where we're at in terms of injuries. Not so good. Duverne, key player, on the disabled list for 6 games, 3 to 4 months with a broken leg. I don't remember that. That hurts our defense. That's another reason why we've had such weird defenders in there. Marcus Daniels, one of our young midfielders, sprained knee ligament, out for 6 games. Not so bad. But Andre, first teamer, disabled list, 2 to 4 weeks, broken ankle. So he's been out for quite a while. And then D'Alessandro, we saw his injury. He'll be back in a couple of days now. So had some injury problems, had that one strange transfer where we got rid of one of our starting central defenders, which, I'm not above doing that. I do that more often than I should, more often than any sane person would, but it's just sort of my style. Once somebody reaches 28 years old, I'm like, the clock is ticking to get this guy out of here, to get some value for him and bring in the next youngster. Maybe I should go, coach in the Bundesliga or something. I heard they're really keen on playing youngsters. So maybe that style would be more for me. But anyway, that seems to be the team report. Is there anything else we want to look at? Dynamics, there's never anything wrong with dynamics. Very good. Match cohesion, leadership support, all that. Social groups. We're all looking copacetic, no problems. Competition, we can take a look at some stats real quick. Mid-season stats, see where we're at. Take a look at top goal scorers. We don't have anybody on these lists here. Average rating, player of the match, yellow cards, red card. Well, we got Bosic, got a red card. But other than that, nobody there. Goal scorers, we don't have anybody the top of the league scoring goals. That's no good. Yeson Garcia from Colorado, 20-year-old Colombian. He looks actually pretty good. Nice speed, really good acceleration, flair, finishing, 16 finishing, really good. Yeah, this guy looks top quality. Only 20 years old, 19 goals already. This guy could be making a run at the MLS goal record. Right, you got 19 goals at mid-season. What is the goal scoring record? These are player records. Here we go. Most goals in a season. Roy Lassiter. There's a blast from the past. 1996, he had 27 goals. So he's on pace to break the record. We'll see if Yeson Garcia can do it. Any other names? There's Diego Rubio. Giovinco's on the list, so a few familiar names. Most assists, Pierre De Silva, 22-year-old American with 16 assists for San Jose. Pierre De Silva looks like a super draft kid. Homegrown, nice pace and acceleration, flair. The rest of his stats and skills are, a little bit average, but he's very well-rounded, you might say. So he looks pretty good. Like I said, he looks like a super draft player. And no, he's just a guy who's been on their roster, apparently. Played at Orlando City B, so he's a homegrown prospect for real. Wow, pretty good. Well done, young man. Will Keane, Lyndon Gooch is on there. Villalba, 9 assists. I mean, De Silva is definitely leading the pack. All right, let's go. Distance run. We got 2 guys on the list, the 4th and 5th. Junior Ramos, of course, in the midfield are 2 midfielders running up and down, running all over. And then D'Alessandro, the speedster down the right wing, also running quite a bit. 9.09 miles covered for both of them. It's pretty good. Key tackles. Nobody on the list. Kevin Ellis, again from San Jose. 29-year-old defensive center back. A lot of tackles for a center back. 21 key tackles. 4.13 tackles per game. Least concessions. There we go. Thiago, second in the league with only 16 goals allowed. But look at David Bingham for FC Dallas. Now we know why FC Dallas is winning the league. Goalkeeper has only allowed 8 goals. That's crazy. 8 goals in 17 games. Out of this world. We've allowed 16 goals in 17 games. That's how big of a difference there is. That is nutso. Most shutouts, obviously it has to be Bingham, yes. And Thiago is second. So, both of us are doing it with defense. Winning the Eastern Conference, winning the Western Conference right now with defense and goalkeeping. 12 shutouts for Bingham. Crazy. 12 shutouts in 17 games. That is outstanding work, young man. All right, tackles. Dylan Remick is up there, 6.99 per game for Philadelphia. Anybody? Anibal Chala is up there. Iago. Kamar Lawrence. Okay, fine. Dribbles, who cares? Key passes. De Silva for San Jose. Again, 40 key passes. So he is having an outstanding season, at least as far as assists and passing are concerned. Best at hitting the target, Marcus Peterson, 63%. That's pretty good. 31-year-old Norwegian. But he only has 6 goals on the season, so it's kind of a false flag there. It's like, say he's really far ahead of the league in terms of getting shots on target, but he never scores. 6 goals in 17 games, who cares? That's fine for whatever he is. What is he? He's a striker, so it's not so good. Defensive forward. Yeah. It's okay, but rather have your shots on target than off target, but you'd also rather them go in the back of the net. So there you go. Giovinco. 11 goals in 17 games. That's better, much better. It's Neil Garcia, 19 goals in 17 games, but that's another. I ran out of things to say. I just lost steam right there. All right. It's been a while, like I said. It's been a while since I've done one of these recordings. I forgot how taxing it is to sit here and talk for 45 minutes or whatever it is. So let's stop talking. Let's get to playing. Who's the game this week? What are we doing? What are we looking at? FC Dallas. Hey, look at that. It is the game of the week, game of the month. Eastern Conference champ, or at least Eastern Conference leader versus Western Conference leader. Number 1 in the league versus number 4 in the league. Let's go. Formation number 2. We're going all out. None of this holding back stuff. We're going to show FC Dallas what we got. We got to put all of our firepower out there on the field to try and score against this terrific defense. Or at least, they're good on paper. Huge goal differential. which I just saw on that list, but I immediately forgot what it was. Plus 15 goal differential, so that's pretty good. Not the best in the league, though, surprisingly. Seattle, again, scoring tons of goals this season with plus 17 goal differential. So there's a lot of quality in that Western Conference, I tell you. It's a good thing we're in the Eastern Conference. Makes it a little bit of an easier route to the playoffs, but still, we got to deal with that Western Conference eventually. Luis Fernando, no thanks. Don't need that. You know, again, I saw a video where somebody was asking why MLS has two conferences. I mean, you should know this by now, but it's because we're a big country. We're a wide nation. 2,500 miles between one coast and the next. So nobody wants to travel that far. So that's why we got two conferences. All right, anyway. I guess we're going with this lineup. I mean, we already committed to formation number 2. We got to rebuild a bunch of these partnerships, especially the partnerships out on the wing. Strike partnerships, sort of lacking. But yeah, we're going to have Mendez on the bench. Raheem Edwards, Shamit Shom, Camille Ortiz. Do we really want him on the bench? I don't know who that is. Do not remember him. Kyle Aaron, not looking so good this week. He's a little bit unfit. He's a little bit injury prone, so we're leaving him on the bench. Same with Petrasso. Romero's back. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Romero is finally off the injured list, so that's good. Yeah, Lopez on the bench. I think I'd rather have Lopez on the bench than Shamit Shom. Ortiz is there to play defensive mid, I guess. Yeah, okay. Dasovic on the bench. Tim Delgado on the bench. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All right, bench sorted. Let's go. Proceed to the match. Let's go. Oh my God, that is loud. I don't know if that's loud for you, but it's loud for me. I'm going to turn down my headphones, and we'll see in the recording. We'll do it live and see what happens in the recording. All right, so we've seen FC Dallas. They got some good players. There's Bingham. There's Chala. Hedges. Grazo. There's Michael Bradley. In the midfield for Mauro Diaz is still on the team playing center midfield. Interesting. That's not really his best position. He's more of an advanced player. He likes to, play offense. I don't know how good he's going to be defensively. That's probably why he's backed up by two defensive midfielders. Anyway, Gonzalez on the left. Michael Barrios on the right-hand side is their leading assist man. Yes. I really wish they would fix this. It was so good when they first came out with FM18. You could just scroll over this very nicely, very easily. There we go. We finally found the sweet spot. 19 appearances, 4 goals, 5 assists for Barrios. That's pretty good. And then Mame Bamba Tiam. Interesting. Not familiar with him at all. I guess we'll see what he's all about. Anyway, our lineup, like I mentioned, we're going with the whole formation number 2. Thiago in goal, Basic and Valo. Our draft pick at fullbacks, Bruno and Jaguar in the midfield. Igor, guy we picked up in the preseason. Junior Ramos, Carlos Alberto on the left-hand side. Another one of our young. Did we pay money for this guy? I don't remember. I think we did. One of our young transfers earlier in the season, paying off now. Mane on the right, Johnson and Vasquez up top, the two young strikers. Johnson being our highest rated player on the team. What's he at? There he is, 7.49 rating. 6 goals, 2 assists in 8 total appearances. Top goal scorer? Question mark? That's not possible. He can't have more goals than Kyle Aaron. That's not Right. All right, we better check that out at some point. But for now, let's get on with the game. What do we have for... We got extended highlights turned on. That's good. Pep talk. Calmly, let's show me what you can do to keep our run going. Nobody cares. Opposition instrucciones. Apply advice. There we go. We got Wilfred still in there as our assistant coach. Good man. Loyal to the end. All right, these fullbacks are coming forward. So we're going to have to close down on those boys just in case they get a little freaky. Let's go. All right. Tunnel talk. Bruno takes the armband today. He's a natural choice. You left Kyle Aaron out. He is being rested. Why is Vasquez? We ain't got nobody else, but also because I have complete faith in him. Preparation's been affected. It's good for us. That's fine. All right, here we go. Home field, home cooking. Saputo Stadium. Looks like a pretty good crowd. It better be for the top two teams in the league. Well, you know, sort of top two teams in the league. You could paint this as the top two teams in the league. And if you go strictly by conference, remember the supporter shield business. Here we go, FC Dallas with the first highlights of the game. Like I said, it's been about a month. Oh, there we go, Junior Ramos, good steal. It's been about a month, so I assume I'm gonna be rusty at all this stuff, but we'll see. It might come out okay. It seems to me like right now in the moment, it seems to be okay. I haven't messed up too much. I haven't flubbed too many lines or anything like that. I think we're okay. But we'll see once we get into the thick of things. Here we go. Agor, the corner kick, drops it to Alberto. Centers to Junior Ramos. He does not take the shot. There's Johnson with that left foot offside. Offside. All right, boys. Let's pay attention. We got a lot of young guys in the game right now. Let's concentrate. I don't want to waste one of my team talks right now, but yeah, eventually I might have to. If we're getting the 30 minutes down and still nothing's going on, we might have to give them a little talking to. But for now, we're okay. Ratings, fine. 11 minutes in, everybody at 6-7 or 6-8. That's fine. Bosic with a yellow card. He is a rambunctious young man. 20 years old now. Big kid, 6'6". Nice strength and jumping reach. Tackling not so good. More yellow cards. Here's Diaz just outside the box. Vallo gets the header. Barrios sends it wide. So Agor and Bosic already with yellow cards. Here we go, another corner. Junior Ramos takes it this time. Bruno is there with the header. Goal. Bruno. Way to go. Celebrate with the crowd. Here we go. Let's see this again. Junior, nice ball. Bruno, great timing. What more can you say? Set piece goal. Here we go, another highlight. Vallo, 18 minutes down. Junior sends it forward to Agor. Johnson looked outside. No, back to Agor. Out wide. Carlos Alberto. He takes a shot. Bad angle, but you know what? He had an opening. Might as well take it. I'm really not used to seeing this Carlos Alberto on the field. Here we go, another throw in. 22 minutes. It looks like a replay. Ramos sends it in. Header just wide. I think that was Johnson again, possibly Vasquez. It's hard to tell those two apart. Here's goal kick. Johnson wins the header, playing that target man role beautifully. Bad pass by Ramos. Junior, what are you doing? Diaz, bad pass for Dallas. Here comes the impact again, trying to get that second goal. Junior, great pass up to Vasquez. Vasquez, nice to Johnson. Oh, one-timer. He likes that left foot, and Bingham had to make a heck of a save. Another corner to Ramos. There's Bruno. He's there again. This time the defense is stout. But Alberto gets the rebound. Back to Ramos. Back in. Michael Bradley is there. Gore and his yellow card are going to track it down. Let's go, boys. Reset the offense. Alberto out wide. Centers to Junior Ramos. Vasquez tackled. And here comes FC Dallas. Gonzalez on the counterattack. This is one big old highlight. Diaz fumbles it a bit, loses momentum. Junior Ramos nearly gets the steal, but it pinballs around. This highlight is going on for the rest of my life. Shala double covered out wide. Come on, boys. There we go. They're going to get a throw-in out of this, but we stopped the mega highlight without them getting a goal. So very good. Very good. Oh boy, somebody's playing PUBG in the background. I can't watch that. I gotta watch the game. I should turn off the television. That's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Television off. Alright. 35 minutes. We got a 1-goal lead. Perfectly happy with this. Here we go. Another corner. Junior Ramos gets it right back, sends it right back in. Mane! Yes! He's not known for his leaping ability, but I think that in having the ball knocked back out and then straight back in, I think that caught the defense off kilter a little bit. Hedges, he was running, he was trying to mark somebody. That went right past him to Mane. I don't know, Hedges just didn't seem ready for that one. FC Dallas, their right fullback is not playing well. Raylan, I mean, he looks good on paper, I guess. Ooh, 5 jumping reach. Get out of here. Take advantage of that. He's tired. He's not playing well. Definitely need to take advantage of that more. Meanwhile, everybody on our side is playing pretty good, except these yellow cards, man. These yellow cards are making me nervous, especially Basic. I think we might have to take him out. We got a lot of fullbacks on the bench. And especially Dasovic is on the bench. So I don't see a reason not to take Basic out, other than he's our only reserve central defender. So if Jaguar or Bruno goes out, the idea is you drop Basic down to central defense and then bring in one of the fullbacks. But if we take Basic out, then we don't have that option, and we just have to, hope that neither Bruno nor Jaguar goes down to injury. Especially Bruno, because he's playing extremely well. Alright, so there we go. Halftime, 2-0. Looking good. Looking positive. Let's see. They want us to try to retain possession. Overrun in the midfield, of course. Basic issues. Alright, so let's take Basic out. Bring in Dasovic. Now, a gore for Ortiz is not a good idea. But, Junior, we can move Junior back to his old segundo and bring in Lopez. So I guess, never mind. I was gonna do a little anecdote about Segundo Volante, but I forgot exactly what it means now, so I'm not going to do the anecdote. Instead, we're just going to go to the team talk. Let's go. I had briefly found out the actual translation of that. It's like second midfielder or something like that, but I can't remember. Anyway, very pleased with the performance. Keep it going. Let's go. Forget about that anecdote and let's move on. Nice away crowd for FC Dallas. They brought some supporters, so that's good. All right. First highlight, we brought in 2 subs at halftime. Not something I normally do. But we got some decent guys sitting on the bench. There's Lopez, an aggressive pass there. Basically, it wins us a throw-in on the far side. Do we get a highlight out of that? Not really. Bingham's got to make a goal kick. And bang it downfield from Mauro Diaz. Junior Ramos there. They didn't expect him to be playing defense, but there he is. Dasovic is going to bang it forward to Johnson. He can't win it. And here comes FC Dallas. They're going to start their attack. They've got a very defensive formation out there. I don't know how they're going to do well in attack. They're going to have to win some individual battles. Dasovic, you got to get your head in the game, buddy. You got bailed out there. Gonzalez shoots it wide. Dasovic should be match fit. I mean, I know he's coming off a little bit of an injury, but he should be okay. Okay, at 500,000 now, the 19-year-old, so young. This team is so young right now. Valo's got that yellow card, 21 years old, but he's real good. 14 tackling, 15 pace for a fullback, just so good. Super draft player. Michael Bradley now trying to get some offense going, and there's Valo. Speak of the devil, wins the ball, sends it downfield for Gianfranco Vasquez, who doesn't have the pace to beat Hedges, unfortunately, or the strength to push him aside. That's the problem with Vasquez. He doesn't have those dominant physical traits that we like, either speed or strength. He's just sort of a technique man. Oh, here's Alberto on the back wing. Gets it to Johnson with the header. The back wing, the back post. The left wing, back post. Yeah, all that stuff didn't work out, but it was a nice play. Nice try. Again, Gianfranco Vasquez. I just love this guy because of his 18 finishing, but everything else is just sort of, okay. Nice mental abilities, bravery, aggression, anticipation, determination, all that stuff is nice. If you don't have the physicals to back it up, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. Bingham bangs it forward. Let's see what we got here. Trying to test Dasovic, who already has a yellow card. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson reverses field to Manny. Gets it forward. There's Vasquez. He gets by one defender. Forces Bingham to make a save. If Vasquez can just do that, he can score some goals. Alberto, for some reason, taking a free kick. He wins a throw-in out of it. We'll see how that's going to go. Not well at all. No highlights. We're still looking good. Bruno playing exceptionally. Mane playing very well. Those are our two goal scorers. Junior Ramos, 8.0. Even though we switched in positions, doesn't matter. He's got 2 assists. Playing really well. Everybody else is just sort of average. Meanwhile, Max Rudy, injured for FC Dallas. He's not playing too well. Gonzalez not playing well at all. Hedges. So some of their better players aren't playing well. They've made 2 substitutions. They've got Coleman sitting on the bench. I don't know why they don't bring him in. He's a good player. He's a very good player for them. Very strong, very fast. Good off the ball. I mean, his finishing could be better. First touch and dribbling and stuff like that could be better, but he's a good goal scorer. Another yellow card. Jaguar now. We could use our final sub to bring in Delgado. But Valo is playing too good right now. Delgado's not really what we would call a defensive substitution. So we're going to stick with the yellow card crew, and hopefully they don't get any bad ideas. Carlos Alberto is a little tired. 83 minutes down already. We're just holding on to this lead. We could bring in Raheem Edwards for Alberto, but I think for now we're just going to save our third substitute just in case something freaky happens. Here's Dasovic. Throw into Johnson. Ramos, Lopez. What are you going to do with it, my man? Drop it back to Dasovic. Reset the offense. Carlos Alberto, he's got 2 men forward, including Vasquez, and Vasquez, the slippery one, the snake. I call him the snake from now on. He slithers one into goal. So, like I said, not physically the best, but he's got technicals a little bit. He's got some mental abilities that allow him to stay onside and just place the ball where he wants it. There we go. Look at him pointing to his back. Look at that, number 18. There we go. 3 up. 3 up. 3 minutes to go. I don't think they're going to come back. So does this prove we're the best team in the league? I don't know. But we did put one on FC Dallas at home. I mean, that's got to say something. That definitely has to point towards being one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. So there we go. Dressing room. Very pleased. Get out of here. None of this negative stuff. So there we go. FC Dallas drops to second place after that. Colorado moves up to the top spot. We move up to third place after 18 games. So we're 4 points back of Colorado now. Only 3 points back from FC Dallas. So we're moving up the charts. Board confidence, still 45%. Can't make these guys happy at all. All right. So what do we got coming up? Well, we got a lot more games coming up. We got another half a season to go. Minnesota, Chicago, Vancouver, Colorado. Maybe we'll come back for the Colorado game. Let's take a look at this striker that they got. How good is he for real? Like, for really real. Y. Garcia. Why is he red? Does that mean that we were looking at him maybe for a transfer or something? He's on a list of some sort. What is with these purple colors? Oh, it's Colorado. That's what. These are ugly. Remind me never to coach Colorado. I couldn't handle looking at these colors for a whole year. Anyway, advanced forward. Really good finishing and pretty good dribbling and first touch. I mean, he's really not well-rounded technically, but I guess he's sort of good enough to score goals, obviously. But mentally, he's pretty decent. And physically, he's got it where it counts, I guess. Stamina, jumping reach, not so much. Everything else is pretty good. And acceleration is where he excels. If that's not a pun, I don't know what is. Anyway, that's what we got coming up. So we're going to come back for Colorado, take a look at these guys, see if they're as good as they think they are. Number 1 team in the league again. We'll see if we can take them off that pedestal. And yeah, so we'll come back next time. And so until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.